Cheers guys, I hope that all of you are doing really well, and in this video we're going to talk about some of the most attractive though not so obvious qualities in a man. So the first thing that I want to mention is we live right now in a culture, especially in the West, that tries to teach everybody how to be such a nice guy. And also it instills in us this idea that men and women aren't just equal, men and women are the same, when in reality men and women are not the same. All people are different, and men and women are different. And I'm going to tell you this one thing, a great man isn't a very nice man. A great man is a very dangerous man indeed. But it is a very dangerous man who has mastered his temperament, mastered control over himself, mastered his instincts. He is in control of himself and the master of himself. And when we judge women for saying, oh, women are always attracted to bad boys, they're always choosing bad men, no. Women are not attracted to bad. They aren't attracted to bad boys. They're protected by a person who shows up strong, who shows up true to themselves, who shows up authentic, because that is a person that has managed to integrate their shadow, to use their shadow to fuel themselves, to embrace it and to become the master of it, as opposed to the typical nice guy who has adapted their behavior in order to people please and in order to come off as a nice person, when in reality they're just a little bit cowardly. In reality, they don't know themselves. In reality, they haven't mastered their shadow. They have rejected their shadow. So, the second quality that a great guy is probably going to have is that he's going to be very generous, and I don't mean financially. He's going to be a giver, a generous listener. Often, when we go and we meet somebody, we are so eager to be seen, to be noticed, to be validated, to be praised. We are so eager to be recognized ourselves, to share all of our stories. How frequent is it that we actually meet somebody who sits next to us and who allows us to protagonize, who listens with interest, who is excited about what we're sharing, who validates us, who gives us their attention and their focus? There's almost nobody in the world that is getting enough of that. And if you find a person who is generous enough to take an interest in you, to allow you to take central stage, to show that this truly matters to them, what they're effectively being in the moment is they're being love onto you in the moment. And when somebody is being love onto you in the moment, it is practically irresistible for almost any person. Another quality that is not so obvious but tremendously valuable and ends up winning out in the long run is accountability. This is a person who holds themselves accountable for their actions. They're not too afraid to take that accountability on when they were misguided, when they did something wrong, when they offended, when they hurt, when they made a poor choice. They are strong. They do take that accountability. They are responsible, and more than anything, they're responsible to themselves. They have discipline, they have standards for themselves. And because they are accountable to themselves, you will feel safe with them. You will feel like you can rely on them, you can count on them, you can trust in them. Because if they're showing you how well they provided for themselves and they take positive ownership of you, then potentially they can provide that for you as well. And this is also a person who has a full life. They have their circle of activities, they have their circle of interest, they have something that they're dedicating themselves to that they find to be very interesting and very important. They have their communication, the kind of socializing that they need. They don't have big voids in their life. When they're looking for somebody, they're not looking for somebody that is going to be a rescuer. It's the same with women. Look at it this way. If you are attracted to somebody because they are displaying some beautiful qualities that you know that to some extent you have within yourself, that is much more likely to work out than if you're attracted to somebody because they're displaying certain behaviors and certain qualities that you do not have and that you desperately need. Because what you're doing then is you're coming in from a position of need. You're coming in from a position of, I really want that. I don't have what it takes to develop that in me. So I want to draw you in so that I can take that from you. Whereas if you're coming from a position of fullness, you actually genuinely have something to offer to another person. So a man like that isn't a man that is going to be clingy. They're not going to want to monopolize your life, to take over your life, to control everything that you do. They're not going to be so territorial that they want you to only be dedicating your attention, your energy to them. They're happy to allow you to be an independent person with a full life. They aren't going to try to steal that from you because they already have that. They don't need yours. And the final point is they are a good team player. Um, they aren't an I person when they're with somebody else, whether it's a friend, whether it's a romantic partner, they become a team. And while this can be happening all of the time, most of the time when they're within that team, they're making sure that it's a fun team. It's a joyful team. It's an enjoyable team to be a part of. Both parties are wanting to belong in this team. This is fun for both of them. So, just a few things that aren't immediately obvious, that aren't about how great somebody looks, how rich somebody is, how um, they can seem very achieved or very intelligent, but that in the longer run are going to make a monumental difference in how valuable a person is and is perceived to be. Cheers, guys. I wish you all a beautiful day, and I'll be talking to you soon.